So UFC 312 just happened about less than 15 minutes ago. I am your local fight companion, Mr. Fight Companion. And without further ado, let's get right into the complete breakdown of the entire card of UFC 312. What just happened, my thoughts, everything from the early prelims to the main event. Let's get going. First fight on the early prelims is Quillen Salkild versus Anshul Jubli. This fight was entertaining as fuck and funny as shit. Anshul Jubli gets knocked out with the first punch that Quillen Salkild throws. Couldn't have been written up any fucking funnier. Anshul Jubli, after getting knocked out, just gains consciousness right away and goes immediately for a single leg, but after the ref steps in, so it makes it twice as funny. So, long story short, Anshul gets knocked out, immediately wakes back up, goes for a single leg like nothing happened. The ref has already stepped in. The fight's over. Jubli's enraged. He's angry. He's asking everybody about this wrongful decision. But I could see why. It did seem like a bit of an early stoppage, but it was still funny as shit to see Quillen Salkild send Anshul Jubli flying after just one punch. Insane shit. And then the funniest thing about it was before that, John Anik says that Anshul Jubli is India's best hope or greatest hope for UFC gold. Insane shit, man. Quillen Salkild wins. I had him winning, but I had him winning via decision. He wins with a first round knockout, only throwing one punch. The one punch he throws. Next fight, Jonathan McAuliffe versus Kevin Josette. I went with Kevin Josette because of how great of a kickboxer he is. And I thought Jonathan McAuliffe was more of a grappler. And boy, was I wrong. McAuliffe showed up. He was durable. He had a lot of heart with his striking. He stayed on the feet. And he threw and he traded with Josette. And he made Josette look like the worst of the two strikers out there. Josette had a lot of weird kickboxing counters that were just either poorly timed or awkwardly angled. Couldn't really get anything going. McAuliffe just kind of pieces him up and outclasses him on the feet throughout the entire fight. Good on Jonathan McAuliffe. Next. Rong Ju versus Cody Steele. I had Cody Steele going into this fight. He was hyped up. Rightfully so. He looked great in his previous fights. A bit of a brawler, and I like that about him. I thought Rong Ju would just get kind of walked all over. And again, boy, was I wrong. Jew. Get it? Because wrong Jew. All right. So Rong Ju stood his ground and brawled with Cody Steele. Sat in the pocket with Cody and just traded all fucking fight and got the better of Cody on multiple occasions, wobbled him. Rong Ju wobbled Cody Steele on multiple occasions with counter overhands, counter hooks, just a fucking fuck ton of counters, wobbling the fuck out of Kobe throughout the entire fight. Credit to Cody throughout the entire fight. Credit to Cody, though. His chin is fucking strong. Ate a lot of those, even though he was wobbled. He didn't get flatlined. So credit to Cody for that, but even more credit to Rong Ju for being the fucking brawler of the night. Next up, main prelims, Colby Thickness, funny-ass last name, versus Ilia Toporia's brother, Alexandre Topuria. Alexandre, I think he fights just like Ilia, stalks his prey, not very active, but when he does throw shots, they're poignant, they're precise, and they're powerful as fuck. One shot that Topuria threw landed so clean it sent Thickness fucking flying back. But other than that, Thickness had a lot of great output. He had a lot of great activity throughout this fight. Constant leg kicks, constant jabs and crosses. Although most of the jabs and crosses were well defended by Alexandre. The leg kicks were not. The leg kicks were spot on and great. So I did not agree with the disparity that the judges had. I think this was a 30-27 decision win for Alexandre Topuria. I thought it was more so a 29-28 win. But still, Alexandre Topuria looked great. In the couple of grappling exchanges that happened during the fight, Alexandre got the better of Colby Thickness in those. So Topuria just looked great. He looked great all around. And I'm sure he's going to be able to get more precise shots against other fighters that he'll be fighting in the future. So he fights like his brother. That's all I can really say. And he looks great. And I can't wait to see what he does against a name at bantamweight. You know, against a Cody Garbrandt or a Davison Figueiredo or a Peter Yan or a Corey Sandhagen or even a Sugar Sean O'Malley or even an Umar Nurmagomedov, you know. So only time will tell how he will look there. But he did look great tonight. Although not as great as his brother, because I feel like his brother would have sized some big-ass shot up that would just connect so clean on Kobe it puts him out. Alexandre wasn't able to do that, but there was a shot he did land that was really clean that sent Colby Thickness flying back. Although he did knock Colby out cold, he did drop him. He dropped him with the shot. So yeah. Moving on. Wang Kong versus Bruno Brazil. Wang Kong, a really largely hyped women's fighter, especially for her pre-fight theatrics, especially at weigh-ins. She does like the Joker face paint and does like this whole gun celebration or some shit. I don't know. But she looks great. You know, she looked great in previous fights. She did get dunked on in her last fight, but in this fight, she looked great. She landed a ton of punches. Bruno Brazil was basically a punching bag tonight. I don't know what the fuck type of game plan she came into this fight with. I'm pretty sure it was just kind of stand there and do nothing until round 3. Because that's what it fucking looked like. She came in there, stood still, and ate everything Wang Kong threw at her up until the 3rd round, where she was able to get like a couple of things in, and that was it. Horrible gameplay from Bruno Brazil, and definitely a cut-worthy performance. Wang Kong looked great, landed everything, really precise, really good, really fast, and yeah, that's earned her a shot at another upper echelon women's fighter that I haven't looked at the women's flyweight rankings, so I'm not completely sure who that would be, but Wang Kong has earned a shot at moving back up, you know, based off of that performance, which was really good. Next up, Tom Nolan versus Vyacheslav Borshev. Vyacheslav Borshev coming into this was the slight favorite because he looked to be the better striker, but throughout this fight, Tom Nolan fucking dominated. On top of his staggering reach advantage and height advantage compared to Vyacheslav Borshev, Tom Nolan's striking was also incredible. You know, Tom Nolan, I came into this fight thinking Tom was going to dominate Vyacheslav on the ground, which he also kind of did. But coupled with that was just the creative, artsy striking from him, the kicks, the spinning elbows, the spinning back fists. Vyacheslav had moments as well, but Tom Nolan had a whole lot fucking more than Vyacheslav did. So credit to Tom Nolan, a 6'3" lightweight. I don't know how the hell that's possible. We'll see how he fares against the other lightweights, you know. Could fare really well because of that incredible fucking reach advantage. Next up, Jack Jenkins versus Gabriel Santos. Jack Jenkins had a surprising first round. He was able to land a really clean head kick on Gabriel Santos that almost finished Gabriel, but Jack Jenkins he went about the rest of that sequence wrong after successfully dropping Gabriel Santos with that kick. He just kind of rushed things and almost rushed himself into a triangle choke. Afterwards, Gabriel Santos went to his ground game in round 2, was able to get Jack Jenkins to the ground and just lay on top of him for the rest of that round. And then in round 3, Gabriel Santos was able to land a really deadly-ass front kick to the face of Jack Jenkins that wobbled Jack Jenkins to the point where Jack Jenkins' his mentality was just gone. He was just wobbled, hurt, tired, combination of all three, ended up giving his back to where Gabriel Santos could finish the fight via rear naked choke. Credit to Gabriel Santos. Main event time, or main card time, Jake Matthews versus Francisco Prado up first. I had Prado winning this fight, not because Prado looked to be the better fighter, just because I needed like a wild card pick, like a risky pick, and this was my risky pick here. But, you know, I was wrong. Prado, you know, Prado was there. He had good exchanges. He did kind of keep up with Jake Matthews with output, but it was Jake Matthews, the longer fighter, who was able to just, you know, get more punches in every exchange than Prado did, and ended up winning the fight based off of just significant strikes and output, man, you know. So good on Jake Matthews. and look forward to seeing what he can do. With the other fighters at welterweight, with the higher ranked fighters. He called out the gatekeeper Neil Magny. So Jake Matthews versus Neil Magny next. We'll see how that goes. No doubt Jake Matthews comes out on top though. But Neil Magny is a serious gatekeeper. He's not like a gatekeeper that just lets everybody fucking walk by him. Because Neil Magny versus Mike Mallet happened, and we saw how he did Mike Mallet. So Neil Magny does take gatekeeping seriously. So he's a good gatekeeper at least. So the UFC should at least, I guess, keep him around for that. Light heavyweight bout next: Jimmy Crute versus Rodolfo Bellato. I had Rodolfo Bellato going into this fight. He just looked like a killer, powerful guy, really good striking. Jimmy Crute showed up, Rodolfo Bellato fucked up, though. Most importantly, Rodolfo Bellato fucked up. Round 1 happened. Rodolfo was landing pretty well. Rodolfo went for an inside leg trip on Jimmy Crute, and then ended up with Jimmy Crute on top of him. Jimmy Crute maintained that position for all of round 1. So a dominant round 1 for Jimmy Crute. And then after round 1, Rodolfo Bellato was able to lay in more of his game. He was able to strike more, landed a lot of heavy shots on Jimmy Crute. But Jimmy Crute was able to strike back a lot in round 2. So round 2 was kind of that, really, really close round. And then in round 3, Rodolfo Bellato was able to land a lot, tire Jimmy Crute a lot, and just win convincingly in that final round. But it was round 2 that was the decider in the really close round. The judges ended up not being able to decide on a winner and made the fight a fucking draw. So it is what it is, After that, Justin Tafa and Talison Teixeira fought. I had Talison Teixeira by first round knockout. I got it right because Talison Teixeira has a 9-inch reach advantage compared to Justin Tafa. And the dude is fucking 6'7", man. So 6'7". I can't. Oh, fuck. TikTok brain, bro. Talison Teixeira absolutely fucking demolished Justin Tafa. Landed a really hard elbow that just landed clean and dropped Tafa immediately. Tafa said he was defending and he didn't get a chance to fully defend it. Tafa fucking dropped to the ground and just went like this shit. Full on fetal position. I don't know how the ref couldn't step in to stop the fight. Teixeira wins convincingly. First round finish. I think less than fucking 30 seconds it took for Teixeira to land that elbow, and Justin just went fucking falling to the ground. Convincing win. Next up, co-main event: Zhang Weili versus Tatiana Suarez. What can I say that? Well, no. All of what I'm saying kind of hasn't already been said because this video is coming out pretty early. Zhang Weili, future women's GOAT, right? Ever since Amanda Nunes, she's looking like a fucking train going through everybody, man. She looks amazing. Zhang Weili is an amazing women's fighter, a GOAT, strawweight GOAT, maybe soon. I had Tatiana winning. I thought Tatiana was going to come out here and grapple really well. Her mindset went right down the fucking toilet after one round. She was able to get a takedown in on Zhang Weili in the first round. Zhang Weili then reversed the position nearing the end of that round and held that top position for the rest of round 1. After that, I felt like Tatiana's mindset went right down the fucking toilet, just stomped on dead. Her boyfriend was just trying to give her pep talks like Tim Wells tried to give Sean O'Malley pep talks during UFC Noche, just trying to give life to an already dead fighter, So that's really what it came down to. Tatiana then ended up cutting her knee at a certain point and cutting inside of her head at a certain point. So just a bad fight for Tatiana. Zhang Weili started after that fucking first round, dominated everywhere, on the feet, on the ground, everywhere. Zhang Weili fucking dominated this lady. Future fucking GOAT. What can I say? Future women's GOAT. Future UFC women's GOAT coming up on Amanda Nunes. Stay tuned on that shit. And last but not least, the final fight, the main event of the evening, Dricus du Plessis versus Sean Strickland. I had said it was a carbon copy. I had said it would be a carbon copy of their first fight. It ended up being a carbon copy of their first fight. Dricus gets a takedown. Dricus lands a little more than Sean does. Sean lands the jab and nothing else. Carbon copy. The only other fucking punch Sean would land is them weird ass side punches where he just puts the whole arm out there and swings with his fucking shoulder. Okay, that's it. A waste of a fight. I think Khamzat Chimaev should have been on this card. He should have been fighting Dricus tonight. And the UFC just wasted a fucking opportunity for that. Sean Strickland should be up next. It will upset me if the UFC decides to make Khamzat Chimaev should be up next. It will upset me if the UFC decides to make Nasruddin Imavov versus Khamzat Chimaev next, instead of giving Khamzat Chimaev his rightfully deserved title shot that he should have gotten tonight. I think next up Dricus should fight Khamzat, but the UFC might pull some bullshit and make a fight between Nasruddin Imavov versus Khamzat for a title shot. It's a carbon copy. Sean Strickland lands the jab, not much of anything else. Sean actually seemed surprised that he lost. I don't know why. Dricus looked really great. Didn't go to ground game a lot throughout the beginning of the fight. Really nice, fast, powerful kicks, powerful overhands, classic Dricus shit. Plus the kicks now. The kicks of Dricus look really clean, crisp, and powerful. So another weapon. Didn't blitz much. I think it was more so just the powerful kicks and the overhands. Dricus didn't need much to win the fight, to be honest with you, Sean came in, one-dimensional Sean, the jab, the cross, the teep, the Philly shell, and nothing else. Ended up getting his nose broken by Dricus too later in the fight. Really bad break too. The blood was fucking spurting out. But he's a tough guy. He toughed it out. So respect for him for being tough. But besides that, what the fuck else is there for you to do? Stand there and just be tough? What the fuck else do you do? That's just my question, So yeah, waste of a fight. Overall, the card, not a great one. Zhang Weili carried. And the guy that beat Anshul Jubli carried as well. Trying to think if anybody else carried. Not really much that I know of. I think fight of the night definitely goes to Rongju and Cody Steele. That fight was fucking amazing. The brawling was insane. And that's that. Full breakdown of UFC 312. Not the best card. Not the worst card. Main event should have never happened. Khamzat should have been fighting Dricus tonight. Sean Strickland was a waste of a fight tonight. Carbon copy shit. Copy and paste. Dricus changed it up for the better. Found a way to improve. Didn't even get that mauled by the jab in this fight that he did the first fight. Improved. Sean Strickland, nah. Overall, you let me know what you think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. But most importantly, subscribe. I love you guys, and I'll see y'all in the next.